It sounds like such a smooth ride with Koya.
No, not at all.
Well, I know that. I want to go back to your book a little bit. Is Blackout Punch mostly about your Four Loko days, or is it a little bit about all of this?
It gets into Koya. It gets into Koya probably 4 years into Koya.
Okay.
Like the last part of the, of the brand is not there, but it definitely talks about like my evolution into it, why, some of the struggles with it. At Four Loko, we didn't really raise money. We raised a little bit. Nobody would really fund us, which ended up being a good thing in the long run.
Right.
At Koya, we did it the exact opposite. We raised a lot of money from day one.
If you don't mind me asking, what structure did you use to raise money first?
The first was a convertible note.
Okay.
And we did an investor who proposed an interesting structure, which was a 3-tranche deal. So they committed $7.5 million to us, but they said, we're only going to give you 2.5 now at this valuation based on this multiple. And then if you hit these metrics, we'll give you the next 2.5 million based on these metrics. And so we would have secured funding as long as we were performing without taking all the dilution day one. And then they were like, hey, we get additional bats. We don't have to go through a competitive process. So it worked really well.
Was it with like conventional PVC, or was it like friends and family, or
it was it ended up being traditional venture capital.
Okay.
And the reason, I think a little bit because of my background, and then a little bit because there was a guy named Bill Moses who sold Kavita, the kombucha brand. And he became an investor, and he brought his PE groups with him, and they put money into us as well. So relationships have really helped this thing along, but we raised a ton of money. And I remember there was a specific moment where we were raising a big round to buy a manufacturing facility. So we vertically integrated, and we thought we had it locked up. And at the 11th hour, it was not locked up. And I was raising money and taking money all along, right? And I remember I told my wife, I was like, I'm stressed tonight. We were living in Miami. I'm like, I'm stressed. I'm just gonna go up to the room early. I'm gonna think, like, I need to clear my head. And she came up later and she's like, are you okay? I was like curled up in a fetal position. I was like, oh my God, I just took people's money. I'm gonna have to wind this thing down. Like, what am I, and then she like obviously talked me out of it, and it all ended up fine. But it's like, it's definitely not a linear up and to the right.
And no one gets to see those dark moments when it's like when you're curled up and
exactly you're
pounding your head on the desk. Like, what am I gonna do?
Everybody thinks it's
The reason why I asked is because I'm living it right now, and also I just know people listening, they need to hear the fact that it's not a ramp. They need to hear that it's a freaking roller coaster ride and that it takes time. Like it, and basically for me, I just feel like it's one of those situations where you have to refuse to quit.
100% agree with you.
So,
and I think had I, at that moment that I was just talking about, had I decided like that was it, which I easily could have, right? And no one would have faulted me for it, we'd be done.
Right.
It'd be over. Like there's problems all along the way. I mean, our first production run with Koya spoiled. We had UNFI, which is the distributor, trucks waiting at our co-man, and the other co-founder was there sampling some products, and he's like, they spoiled. And so we held the trucks off. We went and tested it out. Like 20% had spoiled, and we were literally, it sounds like a long thought process, but we were like, should we ship it? 80% still good, but like you can't, the first experience with your brand can't be bad, right?
Right.
So we didn't have that much money, so we scrapped it. We're like telling Whole Foods we're gonna be a week late. Will you still accept us? Co-man, hey, will you please fit us back onto your line? Like there's a lot in that, right?
There's a lot of moving parts.
So there's that one. There is, I was telling you earlier before the podcast, like 3 years ago, our refrigerated product is very delicate. It's low acid, which means it's like milk, like it's easy to spoil. And it's refrigerated. It's not shelf stable. 3 years ago, we started having some bad experiences pop up. People said it was spoiled, or they found like mold in the cap or something like that. And we're like, we take quality very serious, right? And we're like, oh my God, is this like the end, right? And you learn like this happens with perishable products. We're not the only ones, but it doesn't make it any more fun to go through, right? Trying to think of there's so many, the fundraising stories, I'm a big believer in like innovate fast, and it's okay if it doesn't work. You can kill it off, no big deal. So we had launched, at one point, we were looking at who we were. And at that point, we were all refrigerated. We said, okay, let's leverage our relationships in refrigerated. Let's look for other products that fit consumers' demand. And so these smoothies that are out there, like, I won't name the brands, but you probably know them, but they're like 56 grams of sugar, right? So we said, all right, we can make a low sugar smoothie. And the data supported it, and the retailers all were excited about it. And we went big on it. And we even like took some of our good selling SKUs off to put these on. 6 months in, it did not work. It was lower priced, so it was a lower ring, lower margin for us. The velocity velocities were worse. And so there was this downward spiral that we had to.
I think I remember that period too.
Yeah, we had to correct.
Sold some of it in the gyms, I think, if I remember correctly.
But the good thing about that is we had established in some places more shelf space, right? And so we're like, okay, we'll backfill that with more of what we know works, which is protein.
Right.
And that helped us solidify our identity as we are a protein company.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us. No catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.